today we're near the trailer, and this is already better. She's found out that sometimes we can be near an object, and I don't even care if she gets in there right now. I care more about her just being relaxed and connected to me today. Working her mouth, and she's actually checking the trailer out all on her own, which is kind of nice. So my goal is to not make a big deal out of it. I let the horse tell me if she feels like she needs to make a big deal out of it, then we'll do more. But generally, if I can walk this horse on a circle, and I'm not even asking her to load right now, I'm just asking her to pass between me and the trailer. This is a great indicator if the horse has a hard time getting between me and the object without keeping this distance. If they're pressing their ribs at me, then I know that they're trying to take over and they're trying to get me to leave the horse trailer. So I'm gonna check that out to the right as well. So although I could just probably walk her right up there right now, I think it's important to know that this part is extremely important, that the horse become interested in what you're doing and that you don't force this on them, that they have time to process and think. So she feels pretty good today. She's not trying to kick at me and she's not trying to paw at me, so she's made some good progress. Now I'm just gonna ask her to face up to me and get stopped. And then I might just walk up closer to the trailer and ask for the same circle, but now I'm asking her to go forward and turn around. And whenever they get on the trailer, they're allowed to come right off the trailer. They don't have to stay. So part of getting them to want to be on the trailer is not putting them on there and slamming the door. So I'm gonna ask her to walk up, which this is really good. And this has been a hard part for her, which is why I took the divider out, is that I don't have very good control of the hindquarters yet. When I ask her to step around, she was wanting to kick out with this left hind leg, and she recognizes it's a little bit claustrophobic. So this is the part today that I think will be interesting to help Gigi through so that she has it for the rest of her life. Right here, I want this hind leg to step under, and then I just want her to be able to face up and not take over and rush out the trailer. And give her a moment to think about this. Remember what I talked about with being able to set her back. She kind of did that on her own, which was nice. But if she started to push out, I would just practice backing her up. And I wouldn't keep her up there for too long. I'd maybe just keep her there for a moment, and now I'm gonna say, okay, now it's time to leave. But I want you to walk slow. I don't want you to do everything fast, because the first day she jumped the clear span of the ramp, and if it were raining, that could be dangerous. So now I'm just gonna let her tippy toe on down and think about that. That was very good. And then I just give her a little rub. So if she does that nice on the left direction, I also want to check it out on the right direction. So I might come up on this side this time and see if I could get that same thing. I want her to learn to walk up and make a right turn. That's a good example of what her shoulders want to do on the right side with the person, is they want to lean, and see how she'll walk right into me, and I don't like that. I want space between myself and her shoulder. So we'll give her time to kind of sort this out. I might even be able to help her a little bit by coming up in here with her and then making a right turn right here so that that hind leg goes under and through. That was pretty good. And then I just give her a little pet. So this is looking pretty good today. When there's a divider in here, the divider gives her a lot of trouble because it's very tight. So I work on opening and closing it. But since this is going to be her first trailer trip that she's taking tomorrow, I am going to haul her loose in the box stall so that she can have some space to move around and settle her feet. I don't want her to feel like she has to be forced to stand still and not move. I think it's going to help her for the rest of her life. So we're dealing with some herd-bound issues too, which is why I chose to use this trailer to help her get through it, so that we have some options, which is really nice. So she needs to be good at loading on a ramp. She needs to be good at loading on a step up, which I worked on the other day and took her for a short ride. And she was in a full body sweat. It was, a little troublesome to her, but it was a great step in her education that she's not always going to be with other horses when she goes places. So I'm going to load her up one more time. I'm going to make sure this right front leg doesn't push on me. This is the part that gets hard for her. So I'm going to see if I can work through that little brace that she has. Good. And then I'm going to tip her nose and drive that right hind leg under. That was really good. And then we're just going to hang out for a minute. I like that she's working her mouth today. She's thinking a little bit more. She's way less impulsive about her actions. That right there I'll block because she's already trying to make plans to push me out of the way. So sometimes I'll just take my pointer finger and block that. Say, nope, you're not allowed to push on me. So we're going to just practice going slow. I might even stop her part way and practice backing her, because that has been an issue. It doesn't look like much of an issue anymore, which is great. But I like to have the control of the feet up and down the ramp. So now I'm going to ask her to unload. And when she gets to the base, sometimes I might just stop her straight. I don't want her wrapping around me. She's done a lot of that in her life. If anything, if I'm going to make a turn, I might turn an outside turn like that, so she stops dropping her shoulder.